YouTube, how's it going? Today we're going to be doing a Cajun boil. And for all of you that don't know what a Cajun boil is, it has to do with all these ingredients you're looking at on the table here. We got some clams, we got some bay scallops, we got Polish kielbasa going in it, we got some imitation crab meat just to fill in the voids. We got some snow crab legs. We got raw shrimp, which we use raw, not cooked, because we kind of want the flavor to go in our boil. We got a sweet onion. We got some lemons. We got red and white creamer potatoes. We're going to be using corn on the cob.
Which is local corn. It's fresh grown.
Yep, and we're going to put them in half airs, so we're going to break them in half. That way everybody gets a taste of it. We got button mushrooms. We got Cajun seasoning. And we got Old Bay seasoning. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a big stock pot like this, and you're going to fill it 3/4 of the way up with water, and you're going to get your seasoning going to a rolling boil. And after it's been boiling for about 15 minutes to get the seasoning mixed in with the boiling water, then you're going to start adding the stuff in segments, which is the stuff that's going to take the longest to cook. You're going to put in first. Like your potatoes are going to take longer to cook, and your corn on the cob is going to take longer to cook. So you're going to start with your potatoes, and then you're going to add your corn on the cob, and then you're going to wait 3 to 4 minutes, and then so forth. You're going to go and put in your other stuff in segments. Your shrimp was probably going to be the last to go in, because your shrimp only takes about probably 3 to 4 minutes to completely cook. But as we get going here, we're gonna turn the video back on, and we're gonna walk you right through it. But right now, I'm gonna shut down. I'm gonna prep food, and then we'll come back at you. Well, here we are back at you again, YouTube. So now you can see I got everything prepped all the way from our sweet onions here. We got lemon wedges. They're all wedged up. We'll end up taking and squeezing them out a little bit, and then throwing the whole lemon rind and all into our boil. We got button mushrooms, snow crab leg. We got raw shrimp. We got bay scallops, Polish kielbasa cut up, imitation crab meat. We got clams, corn on the cob, sectioned up, and red and white creamer potatoes diced and cut in half. We're going to be, like I said, in our first segment here, we're using Cajun seasoning and Old Bay seasoning in a stock pot, probably about half. I said 3/4, but we're probably going to start off with half filled with boiling water, since we have an influx of food going into the pot. We don't want it to overflow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started here. I'm going to get my fire rolling. I'm going to get this filled up halfway, and then I'll come back at you, add in the seasoning, and we'll go from there, and we'll keep you on the right track. Alright, well, we're back at you again. I got my stock pot set up. We got about half full of water. I put about 1 cup of the Cajun seasoning, 1 cup of that in there, and then I put a half a cup of the Old Bay seasoning in there. We brought it to a rolling boil. It's been boiling for about 15 minutes now, and it's to a rolling boil. All them seasonings are well incorporated in with the rolling water now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with adding my onion. That's going to give that some flavor in there, and then I'm going to put my corn on the cob in there, because that actually is going to take the longest, because my potatoes, they're not whole potatoes, they're creamer potatoes, so they're going to take a little less time than the corn on the cob. So we're going to start off with the corn on the cob here and get that going. And we're going to let this go. I'm going to give it about a 5-minute head start before I add in my creamer potatoes. So give me about 5 minutes, and I'll be back at you.
We put JC to work here, cutting up paper bags to lay down on the table here.
Coming back at you again. All right, now 5 minutes has gone by with the corn and the onions here. So what we're gonna do is let's take a peek at this here. Everything's still to a rolling boil. Want to keep the heat high. Next thing we're gonna decide we're gonna put in there now is we're gonna put our lemon in there for flavor, which that will extract the lemon out of it. So we're gonna throw this in there now. Squeeze a couple out. That ain't gonna hurt. And what we'll do is we'll get the lemon going, and then I think we'll throw our potatoes in there. Give these about a 5-minute head start too. And also get our kielbasa in there, which this packs a lot of flavor, so kind of want to get the flavor going in the boil to enhance the rest of the flavor and all the rest of the food going in there. So let's stir that up, stir all this goodness in. Like I said, we'll give this about a 5-minute head start before we start putting some other stuff in there. Total time on this whole boil though, all together, you know, right around probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes if you're really, you know, letting stuff hang out for the flavoring. But, you know, between 18 and 20 minutes you should be done and getting ready to eat. So give us a few more minutes, we'll come back. All right, we're back again. So now we let this go for about 5 minutes. Total time right now, we're about 10 minutes into this cook. We had 5 minutes on the onion and the
Corn.
On the corn, the onion and the corn, and then we waited about 3 to 5 minutes to go by. We put the potatoes in there with the kielbasa and the lemon. So now we're going to add a few more things now. So we're going to do the imitation crab meat. We're going to get all this in there. And we're going to put in the bay scallops. And also we're going to add in the shrimp here. So like I said, we got to do this in stages, you know. You ain't got to be precise on the timing, you know. I don't think people are around to tell you right from wrong. Just kind of wing it a little bit, you know. And we're going to bring this back up to a rolling boil since we had the top off it. And after this gets boiling, we'll let about 3 minutes go by. And then we're going to add the rest of the stuff in there, like the crab leg and the clams. So I'll see you back in about 3 minutes. Alright, here we are again. About 3 minutes went by now. We're going to finish it off with our last 3 ingredients for this boil. So let's take a look in here. Let's see what's going on. Everything's starting to really come together and incorporate nice.
You hear it sizzling?
So with our last 3 ingredients here, we're gonna put in our button mushrooms, because these take no time. About 3 to 5 more minutes for this stuff here in steps. We'll let it go probably about 5 to 8 minutes. Really get all that good juice throughout these and all that. So let's add in our button mushrooms. Let's get our crab leg in. And we're going to start putting our clams in here. And I recommend not to dump them all in at once, otherwise you're going to splash everything all over, and I don't think you really want to get burned before you eat this. But like I said, with everything that went in this, I mean, if you got less ingredients or you're going with a smaller pot and all that, then you could, you know, add a little bit more water to make up for the difference. But I was basing on just by how much food was going in this, that I figured, well, about a half a stock pot of water should have did the trick, bring it right up to the top, and I think we're going to have a pretty good estimate on that. So, as you can see here, we're right up to the top now. We're going to let this boil about 5-8 minutes tops. Get that flavor right through everything else. We're going to cut the heat, let it sit about 10 minutes in its juices. We're going to drain it off, and then in the end, you're going to have, you're going to see what it looks like across the kitchen table and getting ready to eat. So, give me about 8 minutes. We'll come back at you, and then we'll take a look at it. Alright, well, everything's done now. The time's passed. We drained everything off. Okay, we put some newspaper or some paper bags down on the table, soak up some of the juices after we drained it off. Put it on the table. Me and my family, we're gathered around now, and we're going to feast on a little Cajun boil. So,
Delana, what do you think your favorite is going to be? Crab legs or what?
Crab legs.
What about you, bud?
My favorite's going to be everything.
Everything? What about you? Everything?
I think I'm going to dive into the scallops and see how they taste.
What about you, JC?
I think I'm going to like the kalbasi.
Ooh. I'm sure I'm going to like everything.
Yeah.
But this is our crab and corn and scallops and clams. Everything looks so good. But this is our seafood boil. Do you have anything else to say?
Well, I hope everything works out for you guys, and you know, drop a like and a comment.
Yeah, if you have any questions too, he's pretty good at getting back to you.
So let me know how everything works out, and my family's going to enjoy. Thanks.